All right. Hi, Jingmin and Amit. How are you guys? Jingmin, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're good? Okay, so basically, the online consultation is just more of having a session or a time for you to clarify things. If you have some questions related to your assessments or related to your Black 1 class. So now is the opportunity to ask these questions. We have also Professor Sean here now. So you may also ask some general questions if you have regarding the overall class. Hello, Jingmin and Amit, do you have any questions or clarifications with regards especially to assessment 1?
Actually, for the assessment, I was just going through my stakeholder form report format. So basically, if it is possible, then how to do the stakeholder analysis? Because for a direct portable, it's written here the for direct portable reuse project, identify targeted key key stakeholders, their roles, and how they will affect the project. So basically, what kind of stakeholders are related for these direct portable reuse project? I actually don't know clearly about that.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thanks, thanks Amit for your questions. So basically, okay, I'll show you the assessment guideline. So this is basically for your task 1, community engagement. So this is very related to your Black 1 class. All right, so this is related. So in Black 1 class, we had a class on, I think that was March 3. I think, yeah, we did in March 3. On March 4, for the Friday class, I did a 3 hours class with regards to community engagement, and explained in that class the various the various factors for community engagement. Why do we need community engagement? The factors related to the why people are not accepting some wastewater reuse, for example, for potable reuse, which is very related to your task 1. And also I did discuss about that, about what to do with situational analysis, as well as stakeholder analysis, and also stakeholder engagement and evaluation strategy. So basically, what you have to do for this is to, I would really highly suggest with you, because I cannot explain the whole thing here again, because it will take really, really long time. I would suggest to you to to go and visit our Canvas site. So Amit, have you tried? Were you in the class during that time, on Friday class when I was doing the lecture?
Yes, I was present.
You were there. All right, thank you. So the recorded video for that are all in the Canvas, on Canvas. So if you look at Canvas, so I'll just show you how to go about where to get the information. So this is the Canvas site for students. You can get the students here, Canvas site. So you have your lecture contents and slides, and also lecture videos during the online classes. So if you click on this one, you can see the class by Professor Sean on Tuesday, and then my class on Friday. So this class on Friday, if you look at this one, this is a 3-hour class, or more than 3 hours of class. You can see here that I inputted which of the time you will look at. For example, stakeholder engagement. So from 1 hour and 32 minutes, you can see the stakeholder engagement from there. What are the different factors for community acceptance from 1 hour 4 minutes to 1 hour and 32 minutes? So I would highly suggest, because this is a very long how to say, explanation on the various ways to do stakeholder engagement. And from here, I gave a lot of examples. So let's go, for example, 1 hour and 32 minutes. Okay, I'll just probably open the lecture slides. Okay, I'll just go over a little bit so that you will have an idea what I was talking about. All right, so from lecture slides in community engagement, I will click on this one. All right, so from here, okay, my internet is a little bit slow. Okay, it's not yet, it's still reading. So let me just open up what I have already here. Okay, stakeholder engagement. Okay, so this is the slide that I uploaded there in that how to say tab. All right, so from here, the same slide, you can see the various factors. Okay, the meaning or the meaning or the need for social license to operate for in every project, especially involving wastewater to potable reuse that is for drinking purposes. You need a social license to operate, and you need to understand what is this, why do we need this, and then I also explain situational analysis here. So this is a situational analysis I explained in the video. You please try to look at that. This is SWOT analysis. So strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat. All right. So what are the strengths, for example, in your assessment? So if you look at the assessment task 1, this is related to the given how to say the given scenario on your given scenario on your assessment. So if you go back to again to the Canvas side, if you go back to assignments, if you go to assignments, right, you click assignment 1 or assessment task 1, you can see from your, this is the scenario-based assessment scenario. Okay, and this is the assessment report format, which is the same as this one. This is the one, all right, this is the format. Okay, so I go back to the scenario. So if you click this scenario here, okay, I'll just open the scenario. I have it here open. Yeah, so this is the scenario. So your scenario for overall, this file is the same file from here. All right, this is the same file. If you save that one, it will look like this in Microsoft Word file. So your scope of work is you are pretending, okay, assuming you are employed by Sydney Water. You are a civil and environmental engineering consultant that specializes in strategic planning and design of water supply and treatment infrastructure. Then you have won that project, the tender to undergo such project. And then as that assumption that you are a consultant for Sydney Water, your scope requires you to produce 3 reports of your investigation. So these 3 reports are related to task 1, task 2, and task 3, which are also related to block 1, block 2, and block 3. All right. Each block of class has 1 assessment. So in my case, I was in charge of block 1. So I am also in charge of task 1 assessment, which is community engagement. All right. So that is your first report. So your report is expected to be a professional standard, would include these requirements here, the page authorship, and then there will be a distribution of mark within each section. So now this is the overall scope. So you are pretending or assuming to be a consultant from Sydney Water. So now you go back to your assessment task 1 guideline. Then there are this guideline, all right? This guideline is about community engagement report related to the reuse, potable reuse, direct potable reuse of water. All right. So I explained already in our class, there are 2 sources. Okay, there are 2 unconventional sources of water right now. The first one is seawater, and the second one is wastewater. Now, the seawater are more or less accepted by community. So if we have desalination plant, we convert that seawater into drinking water, there is no problem. People will almost likely accept that one because the source water is seawater. It's clean water, more or less, because many of us are going to the beach and we also swim in the seawater. So there is no yuck factor there. But if you think about wastewater, the wastewater is dirty water, right? It's coming from our toilets, coming from our kitchen, and it's coming out from our houses. So these are used water. So if we treat wastewater and we use the treated wastewater for irrigation or watering, there is no problem, right? So the yuck factor is not there so much because the ultimate use of that water is outside or far from our bodies. We don't use it for drinking or showering, for example. So we use only for watering, cleaning, and everything like that. So that kind of use of water is not a big problem. But in your task 1, the scenario is you are going to design something related to direct potable reuse, right? It means you are an engineer, you are a consultant that needs to how to say, do the project, okay? Design and implement a project related to direct potable reuse in Sydney. In Sydney, okay? We don't have direct potable. So when I say direct potable, it means that the treatment process is from wastewater. There's a treatment process, there's a treatment train, and then we use the treated water for drinking purposes. That's direct potable reuse, DPR. For indirect potable reuse, we have a wastewater, we treat the process, and then we put the water in a reservoir, okay? Or if we put the water, for example, in a river or in a lake, and then after some time, we get the water from the lake or river, and then we treat again for drinking purposes. That is indirect. So indirect potable reuse is usually accepted now. There are many wastewater treatment plants around the world. Example is Singapore. We have a number of wastewater treatment plants also in Sydney, has indirect potable reuse. But for direct potable reuse, that means treating wastewater and then use it as a potable reuse, potable purposes, then that's not yet available in Sydney, and only a few areas in the world are doing that. That is your main topic here, direct potable reuse. So there are some questions here, like describe the water situation or problem in Australia and in Sydney in particular, and then do a literature review on the status of direct potable reuse. So the keyword is, the key phrase, direct potable reuse. So you want to do a literature review around the world, okay, including Sydney. So which parts around the world are using direct potable reuse? One example that I can give you is in Africa, all right? So in Africa, direct potable reuse, because of the situation there, they have drought, they don't have access to clean water. So they are using wastewater for drinking purposes. So the wastewater and then treatment and then drinking. So Africa is one. Some areas in the US, in Los Angeles, in California, for example, there are some direct potable reuse as well, and some other parts of the world. So this is your assignment here, literature review. You have to find some case studies related to direct potable reuse. Which places are they now, or which are currently doing direct potable reuse? And then what are the challenges they are facing? And then also describe what is the treatment technology or treatment process. Are they using membranes? Are they using the conventional processes of wastewater treatment? All right, so you have to identify this one. So the key phrase or the key topic is direct potable reuse, all right? So now the background, let me just check some question here. Can you suggest some books, articles for reference? Okay, thank you. I will go to that a little while. I just have to explain a little bit, Sagar. Okay, just a little bit. So after this and giving the background, then you do situational analysis. How do you do this? Go back to the lecture video, please. Do the SWOT analysis. So in SWOT analysis, I also gave an example on that. So if you go back to the lecture slides on Friday, this is the lecture slides here I'm showing you. If you go to the last page or the last slides, all right, not this one, sorry, the other slide. Okay, the other slide. So this is a slide on factors. Yeah. Now, where is that slide? Not this one.
Excuse me.
Yes.
If I want to clarify my question, actually, I was just trying to know that for direct portable reuse, for the assessment, I need to find a eligible stakeholders which will use the direct portable reuse water for purpose like irrigation and some other things that needs to be analyzed. Can I include that basically the wastewater what we are gonna actually find a technology for that for treatment after treatment process, that some water will be treated, then the leftover sludge, that means the sludge will be that means either digested or maybe maybe digestion through UV process. Then after that, what will what the authority or the stakeholders can do with the sludge? Should I compare with these things also in this assessment, or just focus on the DPR, that means potable reuse water stakeholder engagement for that? That's the question
So
actually.
yeah, thank you. I think that's something that is important to touch as well. When you say direct potable reuse, you are using a number of treatment trains, right? As you rightly mentioned, and then you are producing some sludge as well. So the overall process of whatever technology you're using, there are many problems or challenges that, you know, that stakeholder, when you do the stakeholder analysis, then they will also identify what will you do with the sludge, for example. So when you say who are the stakeholders, this is part of your assessment. Try to, how to say, identify who are those stakeholders that has a high interest on this project. So when you say direct potable reuse, one example that is a very good stakeholder that you are identifying, of course, the residents in that particular area. So if your project is on wastewater treatment for direct potable reuse, you will find a location for that one, right? And when you identify a location, the direct residents of that area, the residents of that location where you are planning to do your wastewater treatment plant, is your direct high interest stakeholders, right? Especially if they are mothers, okay, and some children, for example, mothers and families with children. Now, when you say about sludge, this is part of the process of the wastewater. So when you do community engagement, that sludge could come out from the stakeholders. They will ask the proponent, like you, what will you do with the sludge? All right. So you will identify also, I think the residents of that area will also very interested on what exactly will happen to the sludge that you are producing from that wastewater treatment plant. All right. Or other stakeholder, the sludge, for example, the government. It could be the sludge could be further treated, or it could be just, you know, thrown or discharged into somewhere like for garbage, for example. So the government will be a stakeholder in that area as well, because it's part of the overall process of the wastewater treatment. Of course, that makes things more complicated now, but it is a good thing that you mentioned that one, because you are covering all the bases when you are really acting as a consultant for this wastewater treatment project. All right. So I don't mind if you include that one as part of the challenge as well. But if you can just concentrate on the main issue, which is the drinking from wastewater, which is the main, you know, the yak factor is the main main factor for the people to be against that one, then focus on that very issue, identify what are the strengths of that project, identify the weaknesses, and what are the potential opportunities and threats as well. So I've given an example of these examples of previous reports that are good and also borderline not so good reports. So you have some examples there. Of course, some parts I deleted because I don't want to be people to be copying what has been done before, but you can see the overall flow. Find some good references where you can see many of these how to say information. So somebody asked, sorry, Amit, did I answer a bit of your question?
Yeah, you answered my question. Thank you very much.
All right, that's good. Okay, so I'll go to the next question. Can you suggest some books, articles for references? So this is good. Books, yes, generally books are okay to get, but books are quite general. Okay, quite general, and you are looking for specific case studies in this example. So you're trying to look at which area are doing some direct potable reuse. So I would suggest to look for that in Google Scholar. All right, go to Google Scholar. So Google Scholar is like, you know, one website, a database that gets all journals from many journals. All right, so I have also included, or we have included on Canvas. If you go back to Canvas, there is a section there. Where is that section? Here, after class. Okay, if you click on after class, there is EndNote here. Oh, it's not showing. There should be. Can you see EndNote there in the video? I'm not sure why it's not showing here in mine. I should be showing already. There should be an EndNote video here. Okay, I'll re-upload that one. Before it was working, but now I don't see it. So
Yes.
EndNote video, there's a how to use EndNote for referencing, but I also included how to use Google Scholar there. All right, but I will explain to you again now. So in Google Scholar, all right, so in Google Scholar, what are the key terms? Direct, potable, reuse, case studies, for example. Okay, sorry, I just have to mute somebody. All right. Okay, so for example, I try to search for direct, potable, reuse case studies. Okay, so these are case studies. So if you look at here, there are many journals, okay, articles related to that one. So one of the articles probably is this one. I already made a bit of search. So there's one article, direct, potable, reuse in 5R and inland communities. So in this article, they are talking about many cases about direct, potable reuse. So if you read this article, then it will mention what are these example places for direct. So this is, I think, is one of the references that you may use. All right, this is one of the references that you use. Of course, do not only focus on one reference. You have to find other references. So if you go back again, let's see, I put since 2018 here, and then I look at some, okay, maybe this one, cost and energy intensity of US potable water reuse systems. This could be indirect or this could be direct potable reuse. I'm not so sure, so you have to read. So it's either you click this one, if it's available, for, oh yeah, this is available, PDF is available. Then you can see now the article, and you can read and understand about some examples, what technology they are using. If you cannot open, then you can just click this one, full text at UTS library. Just make sure that before you use your Google Scholar, all right, if you use your Google Scholar, make sure that you go to your settings, okay? Go to settings and then click on library links, okay? And then type in UTS library, because I want you to link your Google Scholar to the UTS library so that every time you click on something, it will open, because any UTS student will have access to many publications, okay, for free. If you don't do this, then you will have to pay. So you have to connect. So if you search that one, you can get this UTS library. I already searched before, so just click check box here and then save. Okay, so once you save that one, every time you search, then there is this full text at UTS library. Try to click that one. It will go to UTS library website, some link, and then it will open the website. So I'm sorry, I think my internet is not very, is quite low here. So download PDF, and then once you download that one, it will show the PDF, and then yeah, it will go to your login there, and then yeah. So this is now the PDF file, and that you can use as a reference. All right. So every time you use a reference, make sure that you cite them. Okay, I'm very, or we are very, strict on that, the citation. So if it's not your idea, if it's idea coming from a reference, you have to cite that in your citation. Okay, so that's one way, or the best way to get references. Did I answer your question, Sagar?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yes. So please try to work on that one. Okay. Right. Okay. I go back here. So you can see from here, assess class 1 exemplars. You can see some good exemplar or example, and barely passing example or borderline example. So you can always check this one, click this one, and then the example will show why it is not good. For example, this example here. Why is it not good? As I think I already made this as an example in our class before. Why is not good? definitely is not good. For one, there is no even title page. I don't know who the student is. I don't know who is the one submitting this report. So if you remember, your report is basically based on a scenario. So you are supposed to act as a consultant. So make sure your report looks like a professional report, right? So if you are an engineer right now, then you submit a professional report. You make sure the formatting is good, the writing is good, and then it's all the details are there. So there's no table of contents here. There's no title page. I don't think there's a page number. There's a page number, but if you look at the overall report, it's very, very short. See, it's only 9 pages or 7 pages. And then the student did not address most of the questions, okay? If you only address the guide questions, if you go back to our guide questions for task 1, there are some guide questions here. You can see these are guide questions. So if you try to address each one, then your report will be more, you will be better in terms of overall flow, the storyline, as well as the details and contents. And also you are addressing each of the required sections that we're asking. So section 3 is on situational analysis. I also gave you an example of this in our class. So I used the example of Singapore, the new water, as well as the example of Toowoomba. Okay, what happened in Toowoomba? So we did some situational analysis there. Then you can just go and look at that example. So I go back again just to show you that I made that. Go to module, go back to these lecture videos online. And I'm sure in this video here, you can see stakeholder engagement. From this time until this time, I explained everything about stakeholder, which is very related to each of the sections in your assessment. So please try to listen, understand the explanation, and follow them. There are examples here. And also, I also showed examples of the previous examples from students. So let me just quickly show you if indeed it's there. All right, so 132. All right, so I'll just go here. So I already explained to you I already explained to you about the expectation, the same way that I'm explaining now. What are the expectations for this? Yes, the explanation on the stakeholder engagement, how it is being done, everything is explained there. I'll show you the example. Let me just see here at the end. All right, where is it? Here, SWOT analysis. Okay, so you can see here the SWOT analysis example. So the strength, opportunity, weakness, and threats. You will do the same in your assessment. So in fact, if only you follow this one and if you listen and watch this lecture again, each of the sections of your assessment you will have something to write on, an idea about what to do. All right, and I also showed here examples of stakeholder analysis. Okay, I'll show you the stakeholder analysis here. All right, SWOT analysis, and then next to that is stakeholder analysis. Yeah, here. So stakeholder analysis, I already explained how to do that. What are the examples? So I already explained here, who are the example stakeholders? So you have government, water bodies, local community. Who are they? Residents. We have local groups. So please try to watch this again. And then you have to make a graph. Okay. So on the next page is a graph example of how it looks like. Prioritize your stakeholders, plot in a matrix. So who are those high interest, high power stakeholders? You have to identify them and explain why. All right. So basically, each step in your assessment is explained here. It's just a matter for you to review and watch this video and understand what is required and how to do it. So everything is explained here. All right. So this video for stakeholder engagement is from 1 hour and 32 minutes in this one. So you can work on that one, and then you can just go directly here if you want to have some explanation about your task one, how to say, preparation. All right. So that is an example of that. I have further example at the end for good stakeholder by New Water. So that is SWOT analysis for unsuccessful. And there is a successful one from New Water as well, somewhere here, right? So it's just a matter for you to watch and see the explanation. Okay, so I believe some of many students probably did not really watch or look at the materials. I realized that one, that many students actually did not bother to read the materials here. There are a lot of materials here. If you go to reading preparation, you have a number of papers that you can read about community engagement. There's a paper about factors influencing public perception, the overall water quality plan, which can also be used for your task one in the background page. This part here, it also gives out what is the overall situation in Sydney in terms of water. So everything is here actually. It's just a matter for you to read it. Some of the case of Toowoomba, the unsuccessful engagement, and water recycling in Australia. So you can get also some idea from here. So basically, almost all of the materials for the first few parts are here. It's just a matter of adding some more literature using Google Scholar to add more information and to address many of the questions for your assessment one. Okay, so the main parts are this. Section 3 to 5 are the main parts of your assessment because these are big, marks, 15, 20, and 20. All right, so it means 55 marks for the three big, sections here. So stakeholder analysis, there's an example there, and stakeholder engagement, how to do the engagement process. I also explained that one in the video. What are examples? Seminars, workshops, maybe social media sites using that one, how to do it. If you are dealing with people with children like mothers, how are you going to engage them? All right. So this is part. And some of you also may ask, what is the importance of community engagement? This subject is about advanced water and wastewater treatment. So that's one thing that many people fail to realize, the importance of the human part of all technology that you are using. All right. Community engagement or stakeholder engagement is very, very paramount, especially for sustainability. If you want to have a sustainable engineering, you need to consider the people part as well. That's why we start our class with the community engagement, because this is also a highlight, rather than and then not forgetting it and go towards the technology in module 2 and 3, which are the advanced technologies. And so if you are an engineer, if you're working in industry, you have to deal with community engagement if you want to be successful in terms of managing a project or proposing a project. So you have to engage the people at the very, very early stage of the planning rather than at the late stage, right? So this is the importance of that one. So try to follow everything here, and there are some guide questions that you need to follow. Now, an important aspect is similarity, okay? So similarity will be when you submit your work, when you go to assignments, and then you go to assessment 1, task 1 here. Of course, again, this is the, the background, okay? This is the storyline, and this is also the instructions here. So when you go here, all right, you start your assessment here. Once you submit your assessment, you submit your file here, it will return a Turnitin result, similarity index. It means the plagiarism result. So it will give you some, it will give you some percentage of how much similarity you have. So if it's more than 20%, it means many of the parts of your report are, similar with other papers in the literature, okay? So try to make sure that your similarity index or the percentage of similarity is as much as possible below 10%. All right. But if your similarity is high because of your reference list, the reference is fine, because the list of the references is not a big deal because we can have similar references, but the contents and the write-up should be different, should be as low as possible. So make sure to do that. And I think this was designed, the submission of assignment is designed to be unlimited. It means that you can resubmit until the deadline, all right? So if you find that there's some problem, you can resubmit until the deadline. But once the deadline is there, then you cannot resubmit anymore, and then you will have some penalty after that, all right? So every late day or part of the day is 10% penalty or 10 points to be deducted. So try to make sure that you are submitting within the time, okay, of your of the due date. Okay, right. So I'm here to answer questions and more clarifications. Anything else? All right, Amit has already asked. Jingmin Tang, do you have any questions or clarifications or anything that you want to say?
Yes. So do we have to use the APA citation format or other formatted? Okay.
Thank you for that question. Thank you very much. So basically, we don't really care so much about what sort of formatting you have, but we prefer APA format. We prefer APA format, but as long as you are consistent in your formatting of your reference and citations throughout the report, that's fine with us. If you're using Harvard style, that's fine. If you are using APA, that's fine. We prefer APA, but I will highly suggest, so that you will have less problem with that, is to use a reference manager. So Endnote is a reference manager, all right? So this Endnote will help you make your referencing easier, all right? I also included that one in the video on how to use Endnote. I will re-upload that video, but Endnote is, you can download that one in UTS library. So who among you are familiar with Endnote? May I know? Amit, are you familiar with Endnote?
No.
No. Jingmin, are you familiar with Endnote?
No.
Okay. How about the other? Jaming and Anmar? Any familiar with Endnote?
No, I use Refworks. It's easy.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. You're familiar with reference manager, so Refworks is fine. That's fine as well. But Endnote is more powerful, but yes, heavier in your computer. But if you go to UTS library, go to referencing here. Okay, if you go to referencing, you can see Endnote. So if you click this one, there's also APA style. That's what Jingmin was asking. APA style, Harvard style. There's also Refworks here, which Anmar is using. So Refworks and Endnote are reference managers. They try to manage your references. So right now, maybe many people or many students are writing your references one by one individually, right? But with the use of this, you don't need to write individually. You can just download the reference. Let me just give you a quick example. So anyway, you click Endnote and you can download the Endnote for Windows here, for Mac here. Download is free, okay? If you are logged in as a UTS student, it's free. If you are not logged in as a UTS student and you use other email, it's not free. This is expensive, right? So you always use your UTS email to log in, then download and then follow the procedure. I think there is a process how to install it here, but I also have a video for that. But you can follow the guide on how to install in your computer, all right, or in your laptop. So do that, and I will show you an example on how to actually use that one. All right, because I think the video that I uploaded may have not been there. So if this is a Microsoft Word, all right. So task 1, report, okay, direct, potable, reuse. This is just an example, okay. So I have that an example. And then this is an example for task 1. And then, for example, if I use a sentence and this sentence or this topic is coming from a reference, all right? So normally you put your references at the end, right? So this is introduction. Okay, so that is introduction over there. So if you have introduction, you write a lot of things. And then at the end of your this references here. Okay, so you have your reference list. Okay, so what happens is that if you use if you have a citation here, so citation number 1. So you write down citation number 1 here as well, right? That's the usual way for us, for many students. And then you write down the citation. So let's go back to Google Scholar, and then I'll try to see some citations. For example, I want to cite this, let me see. All right, this paper, no, not that paper. Let me see a better paper. Okay, let's see from the Science Direct. Okay, if I click this one, you can see from Science Direct, this is the title, right? This is the author line, all right? And this is the, this is the publication details. So this is the title of the journal, Microbial Risk Analysis Journal. From volume 5, it was published 2017, and this page 3 to 14, right? So these are the publication details. So what will happen to that? So usually what we do is we write down each one by one and copy it, right? So if one with that is we try to write down the publication details. So in this case, it's Solar, right? Solar et al. Solar, J, A, and then next, who's the next one? If team, yeah? So we usually write down each one, right? And then write down the various details of this journal. That's the usual way we do. And then if we have another sentence here, I'll just put anything. And then we have another reference. The same way we do another one, right? We write down another reference here. And then if we have 10, 15, 20 references or 50 references, it becomes very complicated and it's very tiring to do that, right? So Reference Manager makes everything easier. Let me show you. So now I have already downloaded Reference Manager to me, the EndNote. What I'll do, I want to use this paper. I'll do here, Cite. Click Cite, and then I will go to export to save to Refworks if you are using Refworks. Export citation to RIS if I'm using EndNote. So I click that one. Okay, I will try to save somewhere in my computer. All right. Once it is saved, okay, I will save this file. I will open the file, in EndNote. It will open automatically in EndNote. So EndNote is already installed in my computer. So this is EndNote. This is how it looks like. So this part here, the details here, this journal article is basically the same journal that I click here. It's the same. All right, these are the same details. I did not type it, I just downloaded it. So now I want to use this journal article to my paper, to my report. So what I'll do, click, all right, click that one. I go back to my article and I say that is reference 1. So I will just delete this one because I don't need that one now. Okay, put it on this, on the line where you want to input that one. Go back here, click it, and then click this double quotes. This global quotation is the insert citation. So if I click this one, okay, let me just go back again. You can see there's nothing here, right? There's nothing. If I click this one, click. What happens? Solar is there. Automatically, it comes out. And then the whole details are automatically written down here. You can see I did not write this one. When I inputted that one, automatically it comes out. All right? So this is the style. This is, I think, maybe a different style. So I will go to EndNote. There's EndNote 9 here. And then this style is based on this style. So I will probably go to APA style. APA 7. Okay, APA 7 UTS style. You can download this as well. If I click that one, please look at this one. Click, what happens? It changes. So that is an APA style. I can also change another style. Let's say another, that's just the author date or number style, probably number style. If I click, it becomes a number and it also becomes like that. So the same way, if I do another reference, I go back to Google Scholar or somewhere else with database. Maybe I want to use this part here. I I have some topic or some write-ups related to this paper, for example. So this is another database, or this how to say, publisher. So I will go cite this article. Click. I will download the citation, and it will download it. It will save. Again, at the bottom, I will open the file. Again, I open the file. So this file now, if I double click it, okay, it already contains all the details. All right, all the details of that file. Yeah. So this file now is the same as this paper. Now I will use again this file for my citation in the paper. So now this is my second citation. Okay, so I will put that one there, click and then insert. What happens? There's number 2, and there's again, there's here. So you see, it's fast. It makes your life easier. Now, imagine if you have 50 references, you just click, 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 click. It will all line up here at the end. And then I decided, oh, I want to change the location. So number 2 becomes number 1, and number 1 becomes number 2. That's easy. So what I'll do, I'll probably just copy this one and transfer, for example, here. All right. And then if you look at this part here, it should also change. So update citation. Look at that. The number 1 now, the number 2 becomes number 1 now here, and the number 1 becomes number 2. Automatically it changes depending on your location. All right. So if that's the case, it will, easier for you to do the referencing. This is only referencing, but it will help you in this report. It will help you in all of your reports in other subjects, definitely. All right. So that's a simple introduction to EndNote, but I have a separate video for that as well, and I re-upload that one. All right. Any other question or clarification with regards to this and to the assessment?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, go ahead.
What if I want to use the reference from the government website? Can I use the EndNote?
Yes. Okay. The thing is, you still use EndNote. The problem is it depends on the website. Sometimes the website has this part here, download citation. So if that's the case, you have to input the details in the EndNote. So if you go back to EndNote here, okay, if you go back to EndNote, you can add here. There's a new reference. If you go back here, there's new reference. You can click this one. If you click this one, you can put in copy from that website, the author list and everything, year of publication, the title, journal, and everything, and then save. Save that one. All right. So like, for example, is mine. It's my name there. It was and there's this is an example journal. Let's say our class, volume 12, pages 12. Okay, 12 to 20 to 24. Now I will save this reference. Okay, I'll just log out. This it just X here, then save. If you save that one, it will come out here. Okay, so I have already, and I will use this reference from that website. Go back to my, for example, this one. This is from the website. I want to cite that one from the website. Make sure when you do the write-up, do not copy and paste. Yeah, always paraphrase, summarize, paraphrase, and summarize. Do not use the same sentences or the same words. All right, always paraphrase and summarize. And then I'll put what I have made. Click, it will come out here. And you can see there's tihing. This is an example. So everything that you have inputted there comes out directly here. And you can always change the location of this one anytime. So this will really help if you have so many references. If you have only 2 references, 3 references, that's not a problem. You can write it. But more references, this will help you a lot, right? So that's one thing for EndNote. Any other clarification? Especially for your assessment, EndNote is just one of the tools, but understanding the requirements is another the major issue here, the major concern. Are all the guide questions clear enough for you to work on? All right, I would the silence I would say is okay. Any particular how to say issues or concerns for this one? Yeah, so the main point that I'm saying is go back to the videos, the lecture videos, please, and try to listen to the video that we have uploaded online. So everything is here, basically, right? Basically everything, all that you need for the how to address the lecture or the assessment are all described here. Videos during the online class, all right? And all the related slides are also here. The related slide, if you go back here, stakeholder engagement slides are here as well, right? So what we have included in the class are all here. So it's just a matter of trying to visit this one and regularly and see this information here. And all the related examples as well are all here. Okay, look at the examples, why they are good, why they are bad, and do not, if they are bad, do not repeat it here. Try to make it as professional as possible, right? And then I will re-upload this part. I'm not sure why it's not here now, but I will re-upload that one. Okay, anything else? Or any question with regards to the content of Block 1 class? Okay, all right. So we have 10 minutes to go before 1. Yeah, I just want to remind you that the early feedback survey, the EFS, is now still online. And I think there's a few more days to go. We would really appreciate if you could go to that UTS SFS, the SFS, and then try to give your feedback so far on how we can improve as we move forward to the module 2 and 3. An overall feedback about the videos, the class, the assessment. Yeah, any constructive feedback that will help us improve more, that would be really appreciated. The feedback will be confidential. It means that we will not know who gave the feedback. So it's just more of giving us an overall view or your comments on how we are doing something good or something that we need to improve. That would be very appreciated. Anything else, guys? Can you let me know and I can clarify for you. So the due date of this assignment is, let me just see, March 28th. Okay, the 28th of March. 28th of March is around less than 2 weeks from now. All right, 2 Mondays from now. Okay, so that's 28th of March. Yes, so what happens now is if you have some questions or further clarifications, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can email us or you can send some messages through our Canvas as well, and address is to me or Professor Sean, and then we'll try to help you out as much as we can in your preparation for your task 1. But at the end of the day, you have to be proactive. You have to work on this and you have to read some papers. Without reading the papers, then it's a little bit difficult to work on your assessment, because this is part of the research there, and to have more understanding about the importance of community engagement as well as how to do the community engagement. Okay, I think that's it from me. I think, let me just check. Yeah, Professor Sean is here online. Professor Sean, do you have anything to add or anything announcements or things to want to say? I'm not sure if he's okay. He looks maybe he's not online, probably. Anything else from you guys? Any questions or more clarifications, please? Can you still hear me? Hello?
Yeah, all good, doctor.
All right, good. Thank you. Okay, I'll probably just ask one by one so I can know. Amit, you're okay?
Yeah, all good. Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you. Jingmin?
Yeah, good.
All right, Jamin?
Yeah, good.
Good, all right. And Sagar?
Yes, all good.
Wonderful. Okay, Professor Sean is online now. Anything you want to add, please?
Yeah, everything looks clear, and now it's just time to finalize their assessment 1. And yeah, if you need any support, if you need any help, So please contact me or Leonard. So we are very happy to keep working together with you. Also, mostly, yeah, we spend time also university. So if you want to see face to face, so please let us know. Also, we can organize the Zoom meeting if you are at home. So it's very flexible. Also, that's the what we can say at this moment. And then please feel free to contact us. We are happy to support you. Thanks.
All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming today. And this is recorded, so we will just upload the recorded version if you want to review and watch again about what we have discussed today.
Thank you very much.
Alright.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Leonard.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.